Yo, I'm going straight live. Forget the intro, guys. Man, Manchester United won, Wolves nil. This is our match reaction. In fact, I'm live. There's obviously a link will be in the box for those who want to come on, have this say, etc. I've tweeted it out as well. But just first and foremost, before we even get into it, if you're new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, and smash that notification button. Latest Manchester United news. I put a link in the description as well. I just had to go live. I had to go live because, guys, what a win. What a fantastic win. And I mean that in a sense that, we actually played quite poorly today, even though at the start I was quite happy with the squad that we picked. When I saw the lineup, I was like, this is a good enough squad. We should be fine. But what concerned me, as is typical with any type of concern, and thanks to everyone who's watching on Facebook and YouTube as well. Kay joining, yeah, man. So, Damien Perez, yes, okay. I'll just put you in the background. Just wait for 2 seconds, Damien. But what concerned me as we kept on going through this game was essentially Wolves parked the bus. They parked the bus. Thanks to everyone who's joining the background. I see you, Damien. I see you, Never Doubt the Goat. I will bring you in the background in a second. And shout out Adam in the comments. As the game progressed, it was clear. For me, it was clear what the game plan was from Wolves. They were going to had no problem setting up for a point. No problem setting up for a point whatsoever. They didn't. And they were quite happy to, basically just count on the break. Yeah, they had a few dangerous chances, I admit, and I'm going to go into our performances from some of our key players in a second. But it was obvious for me that Wolves didn't come to Old Trafford to go out and win the game, is the point I'm trying to make. They were quite content to soak the pressure up, and then when they could get the ball to Dumfries or whatever, then they would go out and try and nick a goal. A few dangerous moments, but to be honest, David De Gea probably made two, key saves, which I think were very important. But aside from that, Wolves didn't really threaten. To be honest, in the last 20 minutes, they pretty much parked the bus. We're trying some negative tactics, going on the floor, etc., as you'd expect. And up until basically the 85th minute, I was like, we're gonna draw this game. We're gonna throw another 2 points, like we threw another 2 points against Leicester. And it was frustrating, and you're saying, why didn't Ollie make us on the bench? Why didn't he change anything? I don't know. And then out of nowhere, Marcus Rashford, who I was actually quite critical on Twitter, because one of the things that was frustrating with this whole game was I thought that Rashford and Greenwood were not making good decisions. And, one thing I saw with the Wolves team was that they were using their wingers and they were putting balls into the box, crosses. The only person that was crossing into the box for our team was Luke Shaw when he came on, and Alex Telles. Going forward, we need, Wan-Bissaka's got to learn how to cross. He's got to. Because the only threat we were having, certainly in the first half, was some Alex Telles being across. Probably looks like he came and might be injured. And then Luke Shaw. No one else seems to cross. Wan-Bissaka doesn't cross. And our wingers, i.e. Rashford and Greenwood, who were playing that time, play almost like inside forwards. So they play out wide and they like to come in. That's not going to help. And you can see that Cavani was getting frustrated after being, starved for service and not really sort of getting any real support or game time. Because I think he had quite a quiet game. Sorry, 2 seconds, just tweeting this. So, I literally, before the goal started, I wasn't even going to go live. I was just going to, because I was so frustrated watching the game. I was just going to do a quick grumbling, recorded instant match reaction, and then just go to bed. But that result was so clutch, so clutch. And this is the thing. This is arguably, the thing that I'm not okay. It's too early to talk about title talk. It is generally too early to talk about title talks, but this is what champions do. This is what champions do. You got to win. And to be honest, Wolves was a test. Wolves and Villa, for me, before we faced Liverpool, are tests for different reasons. Wolves, in a sense of their organization, good manager breaking them down, and Aston Villa, in the sense they actually play. They have a lot of very good players. They've got a lot of very good form. Some players that we're actually interested in. and could give us a game. Sorry, 2 seconds. What's up? In it, yes, easy. So I'm gonna just get Damien, Neradao Goat, and Adam Talks in. I'm just gonna put you guys into the background. Okay, bring you guys in. Cool. And I'm just gonna put you guys in the background if that's okay, but like you're still on the show, just like people can see me. So I'm gonna quickly come to Damien first. What are your thoughts on that, Damien?
Yeah, that really reminded me of the Liverpool versus Tottenham game. You know, Liverpool were like really like relentless, and Tottenham just came there just for a point, and that's what Wolves were doing when they were trying to go for a point. And you know, Rashford with that clutch moment. In my opinion, I think that Rashford sometimes gets is a little underrated. I feel like sometimes
Okay.
you know he does have moments where he does brick it sometimes, but he
Yeah.
does give United good moments of brilliance and
Yeah.
clutch moments, and I think people need to give him a little respect for what he did,
Yeah.
and especially in this game with being offside like numerous times. I mean,
Yeah. That was frustrating me. So like I said, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting very, very frustrated with him being offside all the time, with him as I said before I brought you guys on, he was very I could see Cavani making a lot of the runs, but a lot of the time when he would run down the wing, etc., he wasn't really looking to see what in the box. It's okay to take on a man, but when you're not really looking at who's available, it was getting frustrating. So, but he came clutch at the end of the day, and that's why you play Marcus Rashford because. And I noticed in a few games this season where Marcus Rashford, he has a even in the PSG game when we won, I didn't think he played that well, but he just has those clutch moments. He has those clutch moments. He goes in. Never doubt a goal. I'm assuming that's you, KSI. What are your thoughts on the game? Yeah? KSI?
Hello?
Hey, I can hear you. Go on.
Never doubt a goal.
Never doubt a goat. I know you like Marcus Rashford, but like, give me just your general thoughts on the game.
Okay, man. We'll get to Rash, but so I'll be honest, G. I was watching the game first 30 minutes and I was bored. I was genuinely bored, so I shut the game off and I like kind of took a break from it. And I could put the game back on. I was still bored, and um, I said before the game it was going to be a draw, and while I was watching the game, I was so frustrated at players calling them names and all that. I was
Okay.
just so annoyed, man. I was so annoyed calling Pogba an idiot. I mean, what's his name? Maguire a fraud. It was
Oh, wait,
just
wait, wait. What did Maguire do wrong? What? I mean, if there's anything, if there was any fault in this game, you definitely can't blame our defense. The opposite that
man.
happened. You can't blame our defense in this game. Our defense, our centre backs were fine. There were no issues there.
It was
But
really
anyway,
rough
go on.
forwards.
Not a problem, man. It was just like passing the ball all the way sideways, sideways. He wasn't passing it forward, man. And that was with all of our players passing it sideways. Never. I think Bruno was the only one that really
But he was losing the ball a lot as well, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, I thought he was the really one trying to make things happen, and I think this is another issue. Every time we like trying to cross a ball or something, right? The players are not really in the box, are they? They're not trying to like score a header in that. That frustrates me as well, man. I don't. I
Did
think
we? Did we really? Did we really? I think my viewpoint was that like to be honest, who was really actually crossing, aside from Luke Shaw and Alex Telles, and obviously Cavani was our target man. So in the first half, we saw a lot of the time Alex Telles trying to put the ball into Cavani. So you could see that was the plan. Luke Shaw also came on and did that, but you didn't really get that from the other side. Wan-Bissaka wasn't doing much crossing, and even Rashford and Greenwood at one side weren't really doing much crossing either. So
I think we need I think we need someone like Sancho because we need I think Greenwood. After today, I've said it many times, but I'm not saying many times. I love Greenwood, but um. I think he needs to, I think he's not really a creative player. He's like kind of selfish. He wants to go at players, beat two, beat three. And we have Rashford who does that. We don't
Yes.
need another player. We need
Yeah.
Sancho at our right wing. That's what I'm saying. We need a right winger in the summer, a creative one to help Martial.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm not gonna go too much into Greenwood, but because of today's result. But honestly, mate, I don't think he should start anymore. I think.
Well, it's more about, and before I bring Adam talks into this, it's more about position. We know that Mason Greenwood is and has been is a striker. That's his position. That's where he plays. That's what he does. So right now he's being played as a right winger.
I think, mate, he's just gonna be another Rashford at striker. Honestly, I don't think he's gonna be that good. I think he's just.
I think Rashford's. I think why I would give with Mason Greenwood is that I think that Mason Greenwood's footballing acumen, finishing, and composure in front of a goal is better than Rashford's from what I've seen so far. But again, whereas I feel Rashford, he said this several times, he feels like his better position is coming from the left, which is where he's playing.
Yeah.
Mason Greenwood says that his better position is up top, which I also agree with as well. Because
yeah, definitely. I think Greenwood in the right wing, that's his best position. I think Rashford at the left wing, that's his best.
Well, you said you think Greenwood's is the right wing?
Yes, I think he can. Yeah, I think Greenwood's right wing, man. I don't think he'll be a good striker. Yeah, I don't think he'll be good. I think he's just another Rashford, as I said. I don't really, I don't really rate him as a. I think he'll just be another Rashford because you know how Rashford, he likes to take on players and all that. I just don't really, consider him as a striker. But I'm not saying
if they're being played there though. That's what I would say before I get Aaron talks. Like Greenwood has mostly been played as a right winger.
Yeah,
so
one more point, G, I'd like to make is I think the issues that he had in September, October time, I think that's really hit, hasn't it? The scandal.
I don't think so. I think that, like I said, I think we overcomplicate this.
Look at Phil Foden, though.
I just think that we overcomplicate things. I think that Greenwood's in under 23 in his academy, he was playing as a striker. He's now playing and this is what happens when sometimes we play players, like same with Daniel James. Although I don't think Daniel James is going to be a success, he was playing at Leeds as a left winger. So when we put players and play them in positions that they're not playing and then expect them to basically just perform, that's not right. So Greenwood is probably does a better job there than, I don't know, maybe James other sort of place in that sense. But is that his actual natural position? I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll put the part of the Greenwood to the side. Adam, if you're in the background, Adam, what were your thoughts on the game? Yep. You there, Adam? Go on, go for it.
Well, it was a boring game. And I'll be honest, I switched the TV off in the 90th minute. And then I got a notification on my phone saying Rashford had scored, and I'm like, should I just stop watching United matches?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Go on.
I think it should have been 2-0 because if you look at Cavani's goal, I don't get how it was just that. I mean, it was either a handball or a goal.
Was he not offside?
For Cavani, cause
was that not the reason why the goal was disallowed?
Don't know, but I feel like I do not want John Moss reffing any more Man United games.
Yeah, John Moss is a problem, I think, when it comes to Manchester United. He's not exactly on our side, if that makes any sense. So, but anyway, let's. I think everyone can generally agree that it wasn't a great performance. We got the dub in the end. But I'm coming back to Damien. Obviously, looking at the table right now, and can I even get? Let's see if I. Yeah, 2 seconds. Let me just bring this up so that everyone can see.
I really want to say we're in the title race, but I know that'll probably backfire.
Yeah, I'm not using the T word just yet. However, what I would say, and
Let's
so
hope Liverpool drop points and we win versus Villa.
Okay.
Which is going to be a hard game.
We ain't in a title race, G. We are not in a title race.
Here's the table as you see as of now. Oh, that's even outdated. Let me just refresh that because that's not actually.
We're not in a title race, man. I don't understand this. We're not in a title race.
We're 2 points behind Liverpool.
Wait, now watch us get spanked. Watch us get spanked at Anfield. Watch us get spanked at Anfield. I'm still Ollie out by the way.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we get spanked at Anfield. If Liverpool lose, like, for example, against Newcastle or drop points, shouldn't there be for those? No offense. No, it's open to everybody. It's open to everybody. Is the point? All I would say with this is that, like, I don't want to use the T word either. But what I would say about this is that it does put pressure on Liverpool. Okay, so last season at this time, Liverpool, I think, were 9 or 12 points clear. So they could afford to draw. They could afford to lose. It was no big deal. They could just do it and it'll be fine because we're so far clear. Now, you're in a situation where actually, hang on, we can't actually afford to drop any more points. You know, because if they draw against Newcastle, for example, tomorrow, United win their game in hand and we potentially go above Liverpool. You know, so that's where the pressure comes on. We see what happens, but it does make that United game going into Anfield that much important if United can get the win against Villa. So again, I'm not going to say the title race word because I don't think anyone can really be in a title race at this time. You might say that March. Go on.
If we continue playing good, then I still won't say we're in a title race because we've
only lost 3 games this calendar year. I'll make this a challenge to everyone who's watching, and I'll bring Damien into this. One of the misconceptions I hear is that when we talk about inconsistencies, that we're up and down, up and down, up and down. But in the league, we've only lost 3 since this calendar year. We've only lost 3 games since Bruno came, and I can guarantee you that there are a lot of teams in other Premier League that have lost more games since the calendar year. So we're second for a reason. Okay, we've only lost 3 games. So for people that are surprised that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is second right now, why are you surprised if we've only won 3 games since signing Bruno Fernandes in January? You know, does that make sense? Damien, what are your thoughts? Oh, Damien, you there? Adam? No? Oh, I don't know where these guys have gone. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Oh, Adam, yeah. So just so we ran off of the game. Thoughts? Well, okay. Who's your man of the match?
It has to be Rashford because he's the one who got the winning goal in the end.
Okay. Oh, everyone said enough. Adam. Okay, cool. Right. Okay, Adam. I'm gonna carry on with the rest of the show around me. Just get involved in the comments, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's Adam. Thank you for Adam and K-Site and Damon for their thoughts on the game. So yeah. And for those who want to drop in, still drop in. It's fine. Yeah. Fundamentally, we got the 3 points. And as I was saying to KSI, I think at the end of the day, it's a marker for a successful team when you're winning, when you're not playing well. Wolves really, really tried. They really, really, really tried. And Jira says, can I just say Bruno can beat me up, break my bones? Well, Bruno Fernandes was a G today. Bruno Fernandes did. This is the thing about with Bruno and Rashford is that they can play bad and yet still get involved. They play bad, and yet they still get a hat trick, get an assist, get a goal, etc. That's what they do, and that's what quality players do, and that's what we missed at Manchester United. We miss players who, if they're really good, they're really good. If they're really bad, they just drop down a little bit of a level. And that's what we missed. And what can I say about this Manchester United team? It's really difficult to articulate, because my reaction to this game would have been very, very different had Rashford not scored. We were slow, we were lethargic, we were pedestrian. We didn't know what we were doing at times. We lacked creativity. I said several times during the game that I think that we really should have brought Fred on, maybe even Mata to maybe cut through those channels and create something. Martial came on, which is what I wanted as well. We lacked a lot of ideas, and thanks to a good deflection, we got the win. And to be honest, it's even more frustrating, because you're thinking, geez, had we held on against Leicester for another 2 points, we'd actually be we'd be level. Sorry, we'd be level on points with Liverpool right now, with a game in hand. So it's frustrating, but I'm happy that we got the win, because I think this type of win is significant when we come across the teams. When we're going to play against the Burnleys, we're going to play against the West Broms, we're going to play. And what I want to do with this show is that I want to, and thanks to everyone who's watching and liking the video, really appreciate it. What I want to kind of do is dispense the sort of the myth that we are inconsistent FC, that we don't that we don't beat the low block teams, etc. In the league anyway, what we've shown is that we have been able to do that. This is a Wolves side that beat Arsenal, that beat Chelsea, that I think would even give the City team or Leicester team a lot of problems. And yet we got the win. An important win, might I add. We're not going to be facing a lot of teams that are going to be playing a very, very low block for 90 minutes, aka like Leeds. That's just not going to happen. So I'm very, very happy with the performance from the lads. Generally, I'm happy. And really, it's going to be on the Villa game, to be honest. We end 2020 second in the league. And for me, deservedly so. Deservedly so, because fundamentally, we've only lost 3 games this year in the league. Our form in the league is really good. So I see a lot of people surprised. It's like the only games we've lost were this season, i.e. Spurs, Palace, and Arsenal. And I'm looking at those games, I'm like, man, if poor Pogba just hadn't gave away that penalty. Spurs, Martial got sent off, just a write-off. I can't be bothered with that. And Palace, we were not fit. So Arsenal's really the only game where I'm like, come on, we should have really not, we should have at least got a point there. Adam talks and said, how's Josh doing? Well, we're going to be doing a Red Gunners podcast probably tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Sonnet R says, this was a tricky game. Let's take it like we're going to be getting 1 point, and now we've got 2 points bonus because of that goal. Exactly. I'm very, 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 very pleased that we were actually able to, get something from this game because it was frustrating to watch. And all I can say is that a part of me thinks that Wolves got what they deserved because Wolves didn't come to Old Trafford to play. Okay, we were the only team really that were coming to play. Wolves didn't want to play. And they got what they deserved for just parking the bus for 75 minutes. Simple as that. Caleb James says, get in, of course. Shout out, bro. Remember, like the video, guys. Like the vid. It goes a long way. Take care, Adam. Will you be doing these live call-ins tomorrow? I usually do them post-match. I vary sometimes. To be honest, I only tend to really go live usually these days when when it's like a result like this, like a buzz, like a thing. If it's a loss or if it's a draw or if it's a routine, I don't tend to go live that much. But we'll see. And actually, I'm doing a community update live this coming week, I think on Sunday, where I really want as many of you guys as part of the community to be involved as possible, because I really want to get a lot of feedback going into 2020 with what we should be doing with this channel going forward. Because, you know, I need ideas, need help, need expansion, etc. So we'll take things from there. Sonnet R says we need a pacey centre back. If not, then we might just want to play by, get some self fit. I mean, I will talk about Eric Bailly here. I mean, I've told you that Eric Bailly is basically our best centre back. If Eric Bailly was fit and didn't get injured, he'd be our best centre back. There's a reason why. I'll tell you, if Lindelof was playing in this game, okay, we would probably have drawn that game. I know that we didn't move the ball quicker, but there were several times where the pace of Adama Traore, the pace, you know, of Neto, etc., were causing us loads of problems. But that recovery base of Eric Bailly saved us. And also, because of that, we could play a high line. That's the use of having an Eric Bailly, for example, you know, and he had a very good performance today. Put his body in line, etc. Always does that. Brilliant performance from Bailly in my opinion. Brilliant. But that's what we need. And for me, like I keep on saying, if Eric Bailly is fit, like Lindelof looks like he's been suffering his back for a while. For me, you rest him and keep him out of the team for a bit and try this Bailly-Maguire partnership. Okay, try this Bailly and Maguire partnership. Maybe give a rest to Wan-Bissaka and bring on Tonsibi. Who knows? But try it. That's what I would do. You know, because it gets results, and it allows us to go forward. Sonnet, I literally was about to switch my stream. I know, I was too. Adama Traore was a bit. I would have him. He'd be a good. If we let Daniel James go out on loan, and I would take him as a squad player. I don't think he's necessarily like the greatest to start for Manchester United, but I would certainly take him as a squad player. I certainly would. Charlie Memo says, well done, Ollie forever manager Manchester United. Well, man. And Jira I see in the background, so bring on in a second. I mean, we'll see what happens. But for all those who said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was going to get sacked by Christmas, he's second in the league. He's not going to get sacked. He's not. Honestly, I don't think he's going to get sacked by the end of the season. So, you know, I don't want to turn this into an Ollie in versus Ollie out thing, but the board standard for this season would have been top 4. That's the fact. They would have been top 4 Champions League. So even if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't win a trophy, or doesn't even win the league, he's going to get another season. Because I would find, at this point, what I can say about this United side is that I would be very surprised if we didn't finish top 4. Looking at all the other teams around us, I'd be very, very surprised if this United team didn't finish top 4. Because I look at Spurs, I look at Chelsea, Arsenal, no chance. You know, Everton, you know, City, you know, City will obviously get into their stride. Liverpool do their Liverpool. But I think that we just got enough. We've got enough consistency right now that it have to be a major train wreck for us to basically drop out of the top 4. And because of that, he's going to be here next season. And he should be backed if that's the case. Before I bring in Jire, we would take him on our right wing, of course. Green was a mess there when needs time to put in crosses. Wan-Bissaka, I don't know why he does that. He just needs to put them in, to be honest. But I would certainly take him, Adam there, although I think we're better options. I would be interested to see what Ahmad, not Adama Traore, but Ahmad Traore, the young right winger that we actually have coming in January, comes in. You know, maybe he goes in his under 23s, maybe he comes in. He did play for the senior team for Atalanta, so you never know. Maybe we might get something from that lad. Who knows? Let's bring in Jira now. Jira, man, how are you doing? What are your thoughts on this game? If you can hear me. Jira, can you hear me? Are you there? You there? Okay, it's in the background. When you're ready, Jira, you're ready to come in. That's fine. Ollie has done better among the most Sincerks. Well, we'll see. He still has to have a trophy. But what I would say is that if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets top 4 this season, he'd be the first manager since Sir Alex to actually qualify for the Champions League back-to-back via league position. Because Jose did, but he finished 6th and won the Europa League, which is still a qualification, but, you know, we still finished 6th in that league because he sacrificed the league for the Europa League. But this season is quite weird. Mainly in contention for top 4, but it's all about who keeps their sip steady. I think you're going to see after Christmas, you're going to see a lot of teams dip over, because one of the positive things about this Manchester United team is our squad depth. We have a very, very good squad depth. The fact that we have the likes of today, we had the likes of Martial on the bench, Fred on the bench, Van der Beek on the bench, Twansibi on the bench, etc. We have that squad depth. McTominay, if you throw him in. And that is very important going on when you're playing a 38-game season. One of the things I think that will be an issue for a lot of other teams, like the Spurs and so on. Can I come on? Yep, Jarrett. Put you on. Yep, you're on. What are your thoughts on this game, Jarrett? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep, go for
I have
it.
a slight cough, so my voice is kind of messed up.
Don't worry about it. Go for it, man. What were your thoughts?
First, I thought Nemanja Matic was the man of the match, like you said. I thought he broke everything up. I thought he was very good when he was on the ball. He was very neat with it. Hey, I'm gonna have to come back at a different time. My throat is really hurting.
No worries, mate. Thank you for coming on, but at least you gave me a man of the match. You take care, Chief, okay? Right, that was Joe, one of our regular watchers as well to the channel. Saw Everton looked like Barcelona in 2000. Now they are back to where they used to be. Everton are doing quite well. Everton are doing very well. And Ancelotti is doing the bits. And I think the top 4 is going to be very interesting this season. So, but as I was saying before Jira came in, when it comes to top 4, it's very much going to be about squad depth. And my worry for teams like Leicester, for teams like Spurs, for teams like I wouldn't say maybe even Everton, but certainly Leicester and Spurs, is that they're 1 or 2 injuries away from, dropping points. If Kane and Son get injured or get tired, as you've seen with Spurs, they're done. If Vardy gets injured, Leicester are done. If Richarlison gets injured, Everton have problems. So we have that squad depth to compensate. I get how important Bruno Fernandes is, and we would struggle to create without him. But even if Bruno Fernandes wasn't in his team, I'd still think we would have enough in the tank. You're going to play Pogba and Van der Beek in there to do something, to be able to sort of compensate is the point I'm trying to make. But yeah, guys, I'm really, really happy with the results. I might give a proper breakdown tomorrow on the Red Gunners podcast, where me and my bro will discuss recent United Arsenal results, and I'm sure he's very, very happy. My man of the match goes to the Man Matic as well. Had a very, very good performance. There was a lot of slate. Oh, he lost the ball. He did this. He did that. He did what he was supposed to do. And to be honest, he was probably our best passer of the ball in this game. But I think he had a very good performance. It was a win. It was a win at the end of the day. It was a win, and we move on. I'll be keeping my eyes close on the Newcastle Villa game. Thanks to everyone who's watching, guys. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and on X, and smash the notification button for latest Manchester United and football news. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.